Hello friends, hope you all are fine. From today we're gonna begin our full beginners Python course from zero scratch level to the advanced level in Python. Then we will study the data structures, data science, and then finally our goal of machine learning. So without wasting any time, let's begin. Today our agenda is to cover our first program, then what are variables, what is indentation in Python, then we will see data types, print function, f strings means formatted strings, then input function, and then operators, which have like there are three types of operators: logical, mathematical, and relational. So we will see all these three. Let's quickly jump into our first program, and for that we need to open our VS Code. Now we are on our VS Code platform. Here I have already created one folder. Create your first Python file. You can give any file name, just don't forget to write .py in front of that, because if you will not write .py, then it will be saved as .txt file, which will not be executed. So our first program is Hello World. As a fundamental computer science student, we always start with this Hello World thing. So I'm writing hello.py. You can see automatically this symbol of Python comes here. So you will write print round brackets, double quotes, or single semicolon. You can or single quotes. You can use any of them. Both will give the same output. So I'm using single now. Hello world of Python. Now how you will execute it in VS Code? Just go to these three dots, run or debug, then run code. You can also use Control plus Alt plus N to run that. So when you will run, automatically a terminal will come and see our how beautifully our first program is executed. This is a command that you can write manually also in terminal to execute that a particular file open. To recompile it, just click here and press the above arrow key and then press enter. It will again recompile and run the program. This thing you can do when there are certain changes in the program. Let's do something more interesting. Print round brackets. As a beginner, you are a beginner, so always remember that you should learn programming language, any programming language you study, like JavaScript, Java, C++, C sharp. Always first focus on the syntax of that programming language, because if you are confident in syntax, then you can definitely build logics and write the program. So here I will write hello world of Python, hello Kavish. It's my name only. I will recompile here it only. Hello world of Python, hello Kavish. Two separate lines. Here also two separate lines. We will see in detail how the print function works and what are f strings and what is all that. So let's quickly jump into the theory part. Now we are here. Let's see what is variables. So in mathematics, you also see A, B, C, X, Y, Z we define as variables which can store any data. So in Python also, variable is a name used to store data, a value that a program can use and manipulate. So in programming language, we store data inside variables. You can assume, for example, a equals to 5. So here a is that variable and 5 is its value which you have given to it. How in storage it works? So when we define a variable, it creates a bucket called a, and when you assign a value to it, then 5 comes inside that bucket. You can simply see like a is a bucket and the value that you will go into that bucket and will get stored. So this way a variable works. It is very simple. You can do like you can store a b as a variable, a string hello. This is a variable b which is storing a string which is hello. So it is very simple. You can store any data type. You can store decimal. Decimal is known as float values, and then you can store true or false, which are boolean values. Now there are certain rules and regulations that are need to be followed while naming a variable. Variables can have alphabets and numbers. Also underscore. Alphabets, both small alphabets and capital alphabets, it can start with. But a variable cannot start with a number or a symbol. Always remember that. You cannot start a variable name with a number or a symbol. You can give variable name like this: name. This is correct. Name. This is also correct. But one name. This is incorrect. Or you can't use also symbols in names. You can only use underscore. Always remember that, because these are the small things that as a beginner you may do some mistakes in the naming of the variables. For example, a company has a piece of code in which a variable is username. So in formal, fundamentally, how we write username like this: capital U, then small everything, then N, capital, username. This is a way you can write username, or other ways user underscore name. This is the another way. Both are correct. Both are used in companies. So you can take any of these, whichever is your choice. But you can't do like this and username. This is wrong. This is wrong. So let's see now what are the different data types. In Python, a data type tells what kind of data variable is storing. That is very basic. Different types of data: numbers can be added, text can be joined, true, false, state values are used in conditions. So there are commonly 8 types of data in Python, you can see, which is int, float, string, bool, list. Bool means boolean, true or false, list, tuple, dictionaries, and the set. Now int is simple, all the integers. Float are all the like decimal. You can store decimal values in it. You cannot, if it is without it is, if it would be 10.0, then it would be float, but it is simply 10, so it is integer. If you are after point there are some decimal places in it, so it is float. Then string, anything in double quotes is always string. Boolean is true or false, which will be used as logics. Further we will see how we will use it. Now this is in other programming languages like in C, you will see that this way we define arrays. But in Python, we do not have any concept like arrays. We have lists in Python, which is square brackets. You can give values to this, and this is list. This is tuple. Only difference between list and tuple is that list has square brackets and tuple has round brackets. Next comes the dictionary. Dictionary is curly brackets, semicolons A, and then it's colon. Sorry. So next comes dictionary, which is curly brackets, then double quotes A, which is a stored value in it, colon 1, which is its value. Means A is an object. A is an object having value 1. So we will see this list, tuple and set and dictionary. We will see in future in data structures. Data structures and data handling, we will see these more. First, we will see what is in float string bool. Now, how we will print those data types? Let's simply, we should, now to print these data types, you can simply use print statement like print A. Suppose A is assigned, like A is given a variable, A is a variable with value 5, then you will print A, then the output will come 5. This will be the output. So let's go on VS Code defining a variable A equal to 5, then we will print circular brackets A. See, the value 5 has been printed. So this way A stores 5 value in it, and then when you print A, the value 5 comes. Now you wanna see a magic? Oh my god. Now also I wrote A, but the 5 didn't came. Why? Because I told you that anything in double quotes or single quotes will always be considered as a string and not as a variable. Now here A is not a variable. Here A is a string, like a normal string that we study. Here you can't say that A is a variable. So that's why A is printed as it is. Always remember that. Next, like you can store a float value, like this is a float value. You can print it, print B. So now see, you can see 4 point as it is printed. Now this is, I am telling you that this is integer, this is string, this is float value. How you will check while running the program, how you will check or how you will print the type of the data of that a variable has. So you can use the type function in in Python. There is a type function. What you can do, type A. Simple. Means type in circular brackets, you can write the variable type of A. Then it will print the type of A. Let me clear this. See, it has not been printed. Oh my god, what happened? Very interesting. It has not printed because we didn't give the command to print it. So you can write simply print. Now it will print the type of A. See, class int. Int means integer. I will define all the data types. The 8 we discussed. A equal to say 5. Then B equal to say 5.123 something. And C, like we can name username. User name equal to Kavish. Then suppose matriculation equal to true. This is Boolean type. Then what we discussed. Okay, we can like list one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can define like this. Then tuple, you can write TP as tuple. It's suppose 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Then we have what we have. We have dictionary. Yes, dictionary. I always prefer to write dictionary like this. This is the object. Say city, Mumbai. We will we have to define the data type. So here that's why I'm using double quotes so that it will save it as string. For now, I'm not going deep in dictionary list and tuples because we will see further in data science when we will do the data science and data structures. When we will start, we will do there. Then state, you can define state. Now you can red line is coming because it tells you. Now it is not coming. See. After defining any one object, you have to write comma, and you don't have to write comma in the last object. Only two objects have not any city and state. This is our dictionary. This is set. So set is itself a keyword, so you can't use it as a variable in Python. So we will write set1 equal to curly brackets 1 5 3. Dictionary spelling is. So these are the 8 types of data: integer, float, string, boolean, list, tuple, dictionary, set. Now we will print these things. How we will print? We will print the means print the type. This is the way. Now there are some coding hacks you can use to make your coding speed faster. But by pressing shift then left or right arrow key, you can select the piece of that code by holding that shift button. Then you can just copy paste it. Then you can just do like this: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Now we just have to change the variable names. Here are all the, it will print the type of each data type. It will print that which class it belongs to. So let's run it. See, class, int, float, bool, list, dictionary, set. So these are the 8 major data types that we use in Python. This dictionary, tuple, list we will see further also. It is very useful. Now there are several lines of code and you need to comment and decomment out. Now before learning that thing, let's see what is comment. By placing a hashtag, you can write a comment. This is a comment. Actually, when you will do some projects, then there will be 100, 200, 300 lines of code in which you need to store some useful information. Suppose that if you are reading or your friend is reading your code, then he or she may be able to understand the variables, understand the functions, that what is the purpose of that thing or what is the pipeline that you are using. So we write all these things under comments. So comments are not executed, they are not interpreted by Python, means they are not uh, used for any purpose. Therefore, just writing useful information or defining some steps on those sort of things. So when you will execute it, there will be no difference in the output. This will not be executed. Now the question is that then there are 10 lines, 20 lines, 30 lines of code. How you will comment them out? It is very simple. You can just select the piece of code that you want to comment and press Ctrl plus slash. See how beautifully it has commented out. Now you will press Ctrl plus slash again, it will decomment it. So this way you can do comment. Let's jump on to the print and f strings in Python. The print function is used to display output on the screen. We have already used it here many times. So next we will study the formatted strings. Formatted string allows us to insert variables directly into the strings, like name is Kavish, a variable, print f, then double quotes, my name is curly brackets name. This is the syntax of this. Now let us see how you will do this. What is its application? Suppose there are variables like name, Kavish, next my roll number 23, then my CGPA as 8.34. We have three variables and we want to make a line. We want to print a line. How you will do this? By using the old print statement. Simply you will write your name is, then write name, then use the double quotes to use full stop, then again your roll number is, roll number, and CGPA is CGPA. So this will print one line. Let's see the output. See, your name is Kavish, your roll number is 23 and CGPA is 8.34. This is the most inefficient way of writing a print statement, because if there will be 20 variables, then how you will, that it is very vague and very impractical solution that you will distribute like this, like comma name, then comma full stop, then again string, then again variable, again string. So here we use f strings or formatted strings. What does that mean? What you will do, you will write f here and then double quotes. Now you will start writing everything within these quotes only. Your name is, for writing a variable, curly brackets name, then simply full stop. Your roll number is, curly brackets, roll number variable inside that curly brackets, and CGPA is, curly brackets, CGPA. Means all the variables you have wrote in curly brackets. You can see this variable, each variable in curly brackets, and all that string part is under one string only. And see the this like this length is also short. When you will write, like there are long, very long print statements with 10-20 variables, it will be very efficient for any programmer. So you will run it. See, your name is Kavish, your roll number is, this is, let me clear again. See, Your name is Kavish, your roll number is 23. This is old one. And now see, your name is Kavish, your roll number is 23 and CGPA is 8.34. See, it has removed unnecessary gaps also. There was, see, unnecessary gap is there, here gap is there. So this is the more efficient and more nice way to write a print statement using f strings or formatted strings. Next, we have two parameters in the print function, that is the separating parameter and the end parameter. So you can see here the separating parameter is the custom separator. Like there is a one string Python, one string Java, one string C++. So you can separate it using this SCP equal to double quotes, then whatever symbol you want to use for separating them. And the end parameter similarly, end equal to quotes, then gap. This I will tell you afterwards. First see the separating parameter. For example, there is like Java, then C++, then say C. Here you use separator equals to this. See Java, then this standing slash, then C++, then again the symbol, and then C. So this way you can separate different strings with a specific symbol or the way you want. You can use something else, you can use star. The output will be this Java star C++ star C. So this is a separating parameter. Now the end parameter, what it does, as you know, the different print statements give the output, prints the statements in different lines. But what if you want every line to be in single output line? Means you want to merge those separate lines into one single line of different print statements, then we will use here end parameter. For example, print, here I am using, now this much I will write, then I will use end. Print parameter end. To merge these two print statements. See, here I am using this parameter. See, here I am using is this print statement. It should be different. But here we are using end. So the next print statement will be merged to this and this. To merge these two print statements, like the parameter and all this comes in one single output line. So this is end parameter and this is separate parameter. Like there is very less use, but you can make your programming more efficient with this. Rest there is no important use. We are done with our print function, separating parameter, end parameter, and formatting strings. Formatted strings were introduced in 3.6. It was not in early Python. So guys, next is our input function. The input function is used to take data from the user through the keyboard, because we can't always give the predefined data, pre-assigned values to the variables. We need to sometimes take data from the user and get the output. So here is the way how you will do this. This is the syntax for it. This is the syntax. Name equals to input, enter your name, input, then your round brackets, then a string will be there, and this its value by default By default, I'll write this in Python. Input data type is string. By default, the name that you will store will be stored as a data type string. For changing the data type, now you can't store age as a data type string because it's a number. Age is a number, or roll number is a number, your CGPA is a number. So what we will use? We will use typecasting to change the data type. We use typecasting. Typecasting we will see further. First we will see how to take the input from the user. Here on our screen, let's make one new file, input.py. Suppose there is name equals to input, enter your name. And you can simply print that variable. When I will write Kavish, see Kavish is printed, your name. You can check its type also. When I will write Kavish, here Kavish and class string. By default, I told you it will store it as a string data type. By typecasting, we will change the type of data. Now suppose there is age. Now we will use here typecasting. How we will use typecasting? We will use int because age is always an integer value, int then input. Enter your age. That's simple. You have typecast it to int, then print age, then print type of age. Enter your age, it's 20. See, Kavish class is string, age 20 is printed, and class is integer. You have typecast it to integer. You can typecast something into float also. For example, your percentage of marks is, say, your marks are like float. Input enter your marks. Print marks, print type of marks. Publish 20 marks is suppose 95.12. See, 95.12 has been printed and its class is float. So this is typecasting. Very simple. Now one interesting coding hack again. You can use alt plus arrow, up arrow or down arrow to change the position of that particular line. For example, this line is there which I am pointing. I will use alt, we will hold it, and then I will use down arrow key to print it to make it down. See how good it is. You can do with other also. You can change the position like this. So this way, alt plus up arrow key or down arrow key, you can change the position of any code line. So we will again run it. Let me clear this. So this way it will execute. So this is about all about typecasting and input function in Python. Here next comes the very important part, that what are the operators in Python, or like what are operators in any programming language. So there are three types of operator. One is mathematical, comparison or relational, then logical. What are mathematical? For doing basic mathematical operations like plus, minus, multiply, divide, this thing I will tell you, these three things. These three things, what is this? Plus, minus, multiply for using for divide. Now in Python by default you will get a decimal answer. For example, 5 divided by 3 will give 1.666 something sort of answer. So it will give that. But if you will use double slash, then it will give the integer value. Like then like if the answer is 1.3333 of some divide sum, then it will give only 1 as the output, that is double slash. This percentage is used for getting the remainder. For example, 2 percentage 1 equals to 0, because when 2 is divided by 1, then 1 to the 2, so remainder is 0. For example, 4 percentage 2 is 0. 7, say 27 percentage 3 is 0. If you will do say 25 percentage 4, then it will come. What is the remainder when you will divide 25 with 4? It will be 1. 4 6 is 24, then 1 will be the remainder. So this is for calculating the remainder. And this double star, this is for like the power or exponent of a number. I mean that, like if you will do 2 star star 4, it implies is equal to the power 4, which is 16. Means it take this it's to its power 2 to the power 4. For example, 5 star star 3 equals to 5 is to 3 equals to 625. So this is the way we define the power, and this is the way we check the remainder. And this I told you to get only int value after division. Then there are comparison operators. Comparison operators or relational operators are used to check the relation of two quantities. For example, if you write 4 equal to 3, then it checks whether 4 is equal to 3 or not. If it is, the statement will be true, then it will print true, or if the statement will be false, it will print false. Or true is represented as 1, false is represented as 0 in Python. As the similarly less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, and this is not equal to, exclamation equal to means not equal to. So let's go to our VS Code. First we will look into our mathematical operators. For example, you print 4 plus 6. then the output is 10. If you print 4 star 6, I'll write all, then we will see the each output. 5 divided by 3, print 5 double slash 3, which will give the int answer. Then print like 7 minus 1, you can give. Then we have power operator, power exponent, whatever you want to say. 4 star star 3. Next we have the remainder, that is percentage. For example, just 7 or like 9 percentage 4. The answer will be 1. We all know. 9 divided by 4 will give 1. We have 4 to the right, then 1 is the remainder. So we will run this. See, 4 plus 6, 10. 4 6 the 24. 5 divided by 3 is 1.666667. So then 5 double divided by 3 gives only 1, means this will not print this all value. It will give only the integer value. Then 7 minus 1 is 6. 4 power 3 is 64. 9 percentage 4 means the remainder after dividing 9 with 4 will be 1. So these are all the mathematical operators that we will see here. Now we will see comparison operators. In comparison operators, for example, if we print suppose 5 equal to 2. Now you know that 5 is not equal to true, which is a false statement. So it should give a false answer or zero answer. See, it has given false because 5 is not equal to true. If you are saying that 5 equal to true, this is not true. If you print this instead, 5 exclamation equal to 2, which is 5 not equal to true. This is a true statement that 5 is not equal to true. So it will see, it will print true. Let me clear this. Yes. Now see this false. This statement is false and this statement is true. These are called relational operators in Python. And then also we have less than, equal to, less, all these also. For example, 4 is greater than 1, which is true statement. Then 4 like 6 is less than equal to 6. Or we have print 7 greater than equal to 1. Or we can use less than equal to greater than equal to greater than less than. Okay. 8 is less than 10. So this is false. This is true, which are true. This is also true. This is also true. Here R is no problem. This is also true. 10. It is true. Only false statement here is this one. Let's make one more false statement to make it more understandable. 7 is less than 1.2. This is integer, this is float. Let's see what will be the output. So false. Obviously, because 7 is not less than 1.2, it is greater than 1.2, so it is false. So you can compare int with float value also, because obviously both are numbers, real numbers only. So you are comparing real numbers with each other using these relational operators or comparison operators. These operators we will use, this mathematical will come in when you will further do the conditional statements and the loops. When we will study in loops and conditional statements, these operators will be used very much to initiate the loops, to do work inside the loops, or to get the conditions done. These things will be helpful. Next operator is logical operator. I will comment these out. Control plus slash. Simple. Here we are doing logical operators. Now it will check the logic. You know, and means you know the truth table. Let's make the truth table of and or are not first. For and, you know, it's true, true, false, false, true, false, true, false, x variable, y variable, x intersection y. True, 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 false, false, false. This you have to remember. T intersection T is T. T intersection means true intersection, false is false. Similarly, false intersection true is false. False intersection false is false. So only case when both x and y are true, then only you will get output as true. This is and. We will write for or true, true, false, false, true, false, true, false, and true or true. Understand it? Simple English is there. True or true means true. True or false, then true. False or true, then also true. False or false. Now both are false. You can't get true, so it is false. This is for or. Next here, not. Not is simple, means if x is true, then negation x, or you can say x bar will be false. If it will be false, then it will be true. Simple. These are the three truth tables, and or not, and you need to memorize them if you are studying them first time. There are other logics also, XOR, XOR, NOR, NAND, but these we will not study here. We are just simply studying and or and not. See in Python how it is implemented. For example, now there you need two statements to check. One either statement will be true or false, and in between we will apply our logical operator. For example, if you print, suppose one statement is 4 equal to 3, which is a false statement. You use an AND operator here, and 5 equal to 2. Now you know 4 equal to 3 is false, and 5 equal to 2 is also false. So overall false f and f gives the output f. So this is the logical operator. It will give the output as false. See, false. Now if I change 5 not equal to 2, 5 not equal to 2 is true. but 4 equal to 3 is still false. It will again give false, and true means false output. See, again false. But if I change this condition, if I write 4 greater than 3, so this is also true and this is also true, so it will give true. See, you can see now it is giving true output. So this is the way we use logical operators. Remember, 5 greater than equal to 5 or 7 less than 1. Now here or. Now you have to remember the or truth table. 5 greater than equal to 5 is true. 7 less than 1 is false. So true or false, T or F gives us T. So this will be executed as true. See, this has been executed as true. What if I do 5 greater than 5? See, now this is true because T and T is true. This is false because F and F or F, sorry, F or F gives us F. So this is false. You can use 3 also, like 4 equal to 2 and 7 not equal to 9 and 4, say 2 is less than 9. So this is false and true and true. So false and true will ultimately lead to false only. Let's check this. See, false. Like this is the syntax, not 4 equal to 4. So 4 equal to 4 is true, but it will print false. Clear this. See, this is true, this is false, and this last one is also false. You can comment them out, then recompile it. See, the output is false. So that is very simple. You can simply get what I am trying to say. Only you need to remember this truth table, you need to remember for and, or, and not. Then the output you can get, there will be two statements, either of them will be true or false, and according to the truth table you will get the desired output. If you are using T and T, then and T and T, then you will get true output. If you are using F or T, means you need to remember the truth table, like F or T, then T, F or F, or F, T and T, and T. Not means not will change the reverse the true to false and false to true. It is that simple. In next lecture, we will do loops and conditional statements, which will make the use of operators too. So today we cover some important concepts. Indentation I wrote, but we will see it in next lecture, because indentation is generally seen in loops and if-else statement, means conditional statements. So we will see that there only. The video is getting long. I hope this lecture was very useful for you. You enjoyed it. Stay connected, stay updated, keep learning.